Oh, members of a women's country line dance team say they were booted out of a Seattle dance convention after organizers claimed their American flag themed shirts made some attendees feel triggered and unsafe. The Borderline dance team says they were invited to the Emerald City Hoedown in Seattle. The organizer, the Rain Country Dance Association and LGBTQ plus dance community, have been inviting them to come to its dance convention for years.
But when the ladies arrived to perform, they say they weren't greeted with a warm welcome. Taking to Facebook, they shared saying, "At first, we were told we would just be booed at, yelled at, and likely many of them would walk out. This did not deter us, but then we were given an ultimatum. Remove the flag tops and perform in either street clothes, which most of us didn't bring as they traveled there in their uniforms, or they would supply us with ECH shirts from years past, or don't perform at all."
Isn't it just fantastic? Ladies and gentlemen, we live in this time now where flags associated with the woke leftist liberal agenda are all accepted, but a country's flag, no, that's the one that's offensive. Yeah, left is right, up is down, common sense, normality, sensible ways of thinking are hard to find. If anybody does find those things, let us all know, because we desperately need them. But today we're taking a trip all the way to Seattle after there was some controversy after a country dance squad was asked to remove their American flag t-shirts because woke activists were triggered by the American flag. Now, before I carry on with this one, if you could, make sure to leave a like rating. If you're new, hit that subscribe button, turn on bell notifications so you never miss a video, comment on this video, share this video, follow my socials down below in the description. And let's lose some brain cells. Fury as Seattle Country Dance Squad are ordered to remove their American flag t-shirts for triggering woke organizers at LGBTQ event. A Seattle dance group say they were forced to change out of their patriotic shirts ahead of a scheduled performance, and now event organizations are facing backlash over the move. The Borderline dance team is a group of nearly 24 women who regularly volunteer to perform at events around Washington. Many of the group's members participated in workshops hosted by the Emerald City Hoedown organizers, which occurred over 3 days. But on the final day, one of the group's members, Lindsay Stamp, said the women were given an ultimatum: change out of their American flag t-shirts or back out of the show. When the dancers pushed the organizers on the request, one of them said it had to do with what's going on in Palestine and the LGBTQ community in America. Oh my word. The group was asked to change just 20 minutes after they arrived at the Hoedown venue, one of the dancers told local outlet K5.com. An event organizer who worked for local non-profit Rain Country Dance Association told the dancer there were some individuals within the community that felt unsafe, bothered, triggered, if you will, by our flag shirts. The shirts are red, white and blue and feature the stars and stripes of the flag of the United States of America. They otherwise have no signs, words or symbols on them. Stamp added the dancers were told a small population decided that they were going to boycott or protest our performance. The choreographer said the group was baffled by the reasoning for the protest, but decided they would perform anyway if the crowd did not embrace them. I said, this doesn't bother me, I understand that, I respect your opinions and I respect your feelings, and that is totally okay, but we are a dance team, we don't take a political stance, she said. You just gotta be kidding me, man. Like, when I first saw this story, I couldn't believe it, but then it showed me once again, we are living in the softest generation ever known. Ever. The fact people are now shitting themselves over the American flag is just absurd, and this is how backwards it all is. If these women were wearing t-shirts that had the BLM flag on, a pride flag, trans flag, Ukraine flag, Palestine flag, there'd be no uproar, but because it's the American flag, that's offensive. They're in America. You can't tell people not to be patriotic about the country they're in. You can't say to them, you know what, even though you're living in America, you can't wear the colors of the flag, because it's offensive. And a small group of people are quite triggered by that. And it's always that small group of people who dictate how things are going to go. If a large majority are upset by something, they call it out, people don't want to listen to them. But when it's the small group who make their pronouns their whole identity and they get upset, oh, we can't be having that. Let's pander to them. Let's cater to them. Insanity. But let's take a look at this news clip that reported on the whole story and interviewed the girls that were involved. Take a watch.
It's this display of patriotism that Borderline Dance Group has come to be known for. Since they first started line dancing as volunteers 7 years ago.
It's very fun. The girls absolutely love it. It's very high energy.
But before their performance at the Emerald City Hoedown in downtown Seattle last weekend,
And he told me that there was some individuals within the community that felt unsafe and bothered, triggered, if you will, by our flag shirts.
organizers told them their costumes offended some people. But why?
What we were told had to do with what was going on in Palestine and the LGBTQ community in America.
The dancers didn't understand.
There's no words.
Was there anything specific that they pointed out about the shirt that was offensive?
No. Just flag themed.
I even asked them.
Chance that a controversial comment was made by a team member that would have started contention?
I don't believe so, no.
No, we were all pretty much just sitting together in a group, just talking amongst ourselves.
They told me they don't even have any political affiliations.
We didn't hesitate to accept and perform for a community who really does value inclusivity, that was not also extended to us.
In a Facebook comment, the president of Rain Country Dance Association, Zia D. Cambier, says that no members of the Borderline dance team were asked to leave. And she's hoping to clear up some misunderstandings. When I reached out for an interview, they declined, but they did send us this statement saying that we are in communication with those directly involved.
And they do extend their apologies, and we're in communication trying to figure out how we want to move forward with this.
The association's president says since last weekend's incident, they have received an extreme amount of online harassment and a violent threat. She says SPD called the threat credible. We reached out to SPD to confirm they are investigating.
Violence and harassment is not something that we condone towards any person or any group for any reason.
Police have not yet returned our request.
I will tell you, for the most part, this community was wonderful.
Maddie White, King 5 News.
You know, this is one of those stories that just baffles me. I can't get my head around people being offended by this. If the flag offends you that much, leave the country. Oh wait, they never do, because it's easier to be a victim in a comfortable country. And it reminds me of this post or quote I saw the other day. It was something like, a nation falls when the people are told to hate their own culture, history, heritage, values, beliefs, and the American flag is ingrained with all of that. And that's what these woke leftist liberals want. Again, they want people to hate their own country, and it happens in this country as well. You know, the England flag, the English flag, is now associated with the far right, and it's offensive. People get offended over the over the England flag. And it's interesting because the people who get offended over this sort of stuff, right, they're the ones that always say you have to be kind, you have to be accepting, you have to be tolerant of everything, regardless of how insane it is. Yet they can't even accept the American flag or the England flag. So really, it's just what they want accepted. And I forgot to mention, the dancers who still wore the shirts have to be applauded. You know, even though there was a risk with wearing them, they still went out and performed. And it's crazy. I've just said they went out knowing there was a risk of a boycott, protest, or whatever for wearing those shirts. The American flag. There was a risk with doing that. Do you think other countries would be acting in this way? Maybe it would happen in England, but do you see any other country acting like this? No. So I think this is a bigger problem, or it's a sign of a bigger problem. We have such a big issue with weakness and a victimhood mindset, and those are the core fundamentals of being a woke leftist liberal. You know, it's all about being a victim, and it is spreading, and it is getting worse. It gets valued more than anything else. People reaffirm or affirm the victimhood mindset. They cater to it. So that only contributes to the problem. You tell people that they can get attention and some sort of recognition from being a victim and offended over everything, then of course it's going to continue to happen and happen and happen. Why people give in to them, I do not know. Again, if the flag annoys you that much, leave. But leave your thoughts down below on this story, ladies and gentlemen. What are your thoughts on it? I'd like to know. If you have enjoyed, make sure to leave a like rating. If you're new, hit that subscribe button, turn on bell notifications so you never miss a video, comment on this video, share this video. But until next time, it has been your boy JD. Have a great day, stay safe, and I'm out. Peace. I'm almost tempted to get a flight to Seattle and just wear a t-shirt with the American flag on. These people.